Sometimes we have to understand something about ourselves when we are thriving and trying to live in this world. This world has so much to offer. Right now, we're going through a lot, and a lot has changed. The way we perceive the world as we know it, but yet we tried to survive. We tried to understand what we have. It's a good life. We work hard. And when we get out, we can retire, we can live good lives, and we can live the dream. But sometimes the dream is not what it's cracked up to be. Things have changed now. Look what's going on. So many different things. There are so many things going on. We sent another spaceship with 4 astronauts to the moon, but they're just going to go around, take some pictures, come back, and that's it. But it was a big moment. We finally got it off the ground. A lot of delays, but they finally did it. And that's great. In 2 more years, well, yeah, they'll go and land on the moon again. That'd be great. Isn't that great? But down here, we're still struggling. Gas is expensive. Fuel, fuel, petroleum, whatever you want to call it. Everything's sky high again. And the prices of that keeps on going up and up and up. And food, everything. A lot of things not made in the United States like they used to. I can Where I am is farms. They used to make tomatoes here. All that's gone. They sold the property, building homes, expensive homes. Yeah. Well, the lot is huge, right? But the home is in a barrier, like a wall. So they they don't have a lot of property. So what they do, they built the house upright, 2 floors. And they have to build it with cement block. They cannot build it out of twig. Twig is wood. Otherwise it would fall down. If like a heavy windstorm coming, tear it down. You can't build it. You have to have wood. You have to have cement block. Yeah, the big difference with that. But hey, those homes I can't afford it. It's just way out of my budget. They're expensive. The little piece of land they got there, boom. You sold it for a lot of money. Hey, because if you didn't sell it, there's a lot of property taxes on that. It's a lot. Yeah. And that tomato farm organization, they had three sites, all gone. All have houses and developments building on them right now. And once all that's gone, there won't be nothing left to build on, because pretty much all the land is gone. All the farms are pretty much gone. There was another one down the street. Boom, gone. It was abandoned and empty for years. But they finally built homes, and they built homes. Homes go for there for like 800,000, yeah, to 1.6. That's a lot. Again, same thing. It's stacked on top. There's no land. Those are houses where the land is your house. That's pretty much it. There's no basement. You want to live like that? You want to live out in a nice area like Montana and South Dakota, places. Sure, it gets winter, but at least you have land. All crunched in. Everybody's piped, stacked in. They don't want to. They're getting rid of all the property, so everybody's bunched in like this, like that. It's like all the houses are stacked up in a line. It's great, and you're spending a lot of money for those homes. Millionaire homes, all crunched up like little apartments. Well, not apartments, but they're stacked. What I'm getting at is the landscape is changing and everything is getting worse and nothing's getting better, and it's crazy. If I sell this, I get a lot, and I can go where I want. Where am I gonna go? I like Montana, I like South Dakota, I like those kind of places, because those are way out. Other places, you don't want to live too close to the cities because it's too congested. You can go up in the mountains, yeah, but there's a lot you have to think about. Have your own private road go up to your house. That's a great way to do it, right? If you can find property like that, you can find or build a house. You know, I always thought to go to Hawaii to live, but can't go there. They gotta You know, they got the volcano. They got it's expensive because everything has to come from the mainland. They don't they use them. Hawaii has been famous for their pineapples. What happened? Dole pineapple used to come from there. Does it come out of there now, or does it come out someplace else? Yeah. Then nothing tastes the same. Tomatoes, what came from here, taste like real tomatoes. Or when my father used to plant them in the back of the house and plant them, had these seeds, use the same seeds, you know, dry the seeds, use the same seeds, and then keep them. And they're gigantic tomatoes. You look at nothing like that today. It don't taste the same. You know, everything tastes bland. What they do is they pick the tomatoes early in South America and they ship it up north. By the time you get it, that's why it has no taste. Pineapples, same thing. They cut them down and they ship them, and then hopefully they're ripe. Bananas, everything is like that. Yeah. Everything don't taste the same anymore. To me, it tastes bland. Or they put chemicals in all these foods and all that. And it affects the children. It's everything is like changing, and adults too, not only the children too. You know? It's made to so you consume more, you want to eat more. Then a lot of us are gigantic. I'm keeping myself at a steady pace there because I don't want to, follow the trend, and then you have to see the doctor. You know, I had an accident, a car accident back in July of last year. The chiropractor still contacted me. For what purpose? I don't need to have to go back there no more. Why? I don't got that. I can move my neck. Before I couldn't move my neck. I couldn't barely walk from that accident. They said I was lucky. Yeah, got a guy who hit the guy jumped the light. He jumped the red light. Turning left. I was going north. He went like this. Boom, right into me. Tore up my vehicle. They said they're lucky I lived. It was me and the girlfriend. Completely destroyed my vehicle. I spin out of control. I spinned out of control. I'm very good driver, so go with the spin and end up in the middle of a 8-way intersection. It was 4-way, but it's 8 lanes each. 8 people witnessed the whole thing. Fire chief said, "Well, you're lucky. Most people die from that." Well, I'm here to tell the story. The state wanted to give the person hit and run. He's hit and run, so he left the scene. One of the bystanders drove after him, followed him. They found the vehicle. They didn't find him. He left the country, came back. Boy, he was arrested. But see what he did that could put him away for 5 years. Can't do what you do like that without a penalty. You can't commit a crime like that. You take somebody else's. Your foolishness caused all this stuff. It's really bad. I never got to meet him. I didn't go to all that stuff. I could have if I could make it. They start early in the morning. Yeah. All I know is it's really bad. Sometimes I don't like to talk about stuff like that, but hey, it's life. I don't drive. I lost my vehicle. I had a good vehicle too. I had everything I wanted in there. Solar, They don't make that like that. I could have got at least 300,000 or 400,000 miles out of that. I had like mint condition. But I learned a lot from how the insurance company handled it. We both have the same insurance. How they handle it. Because the first time I had a claim like this before. And what they want to offer you is terrible. Really terrible. Shame on them. God, charge so much for that insurance. They said, "Hey, in 6 months you can come back to." I don't know about no 6 months. I have no vehicle. I can't buy any vehicle. They're expensive. We live in a time now. The vehicle that I got for 30,000, and that wasn't too long ago too. That's what 10 years maybe, 10, 15 years. Is now you're looking at like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100,000. Who the heck is gonna? And I want to get electric. Because hybrid is that little tiny battery in the trunk. No, a plug-in hybrid, the battery's a little bigger, but still have to deal with the gas. You have the gas engine. A lot of you say, "Well, gee, I don't want no electric." It's too much problems with that. But oil, look how much we're dependent on of the countries. We should be oil here. Okay, they have Alaska, California. Tap into some of these places. We should have to be dependent on overseas. Now, look at the little crisis going on there. Gee whiz. What the heck? You got this little place between Iran and the other Arab countries there, like that. And then they want to close a little passageway. It's crazy. Then we're all held hostage, and it's a lot of money. Because here now, fuel shoot up to back to $5, some places $5, $6. Was going up to 20 a gallon. Can't afford that. Last time that happened, I was doing my IT work, and I filled up my vehicle. It cost me $40 to fill up the tank. And at least I got the client to give us another day's worth of pay to help pay for stuff like that. That was nice. They listened to me. But it's tough. Meat. Everything that was cheap is gone. Everything's expensive because diesel fuel gone back up to that crazy price. Say everybody did have an electric vehicle and plug it in. Even the electric going up. After you spend 1,000 kilowatts hour, right? Then it goes past that, you're hit with a heck of a rate. Gee, it's crazy. And they just put a brand new smart meter to my house. Now, I had one must have been put in around 2010. I did not know. But anyway, a brand one is out there. I said, holy cow. My neighbor has the same old one from 2010. This neighbor has one, the same thing. I'm the only one because I'm not using the electricity like I used to use it. I don't use that central air conditioning system. Oh, because it wasn't working. I repaired it myself, but it's only so much I can do, and it's getting old too. Not even 10 years, not even 20, it's not even 15 years old, and it's son of, it's going to go apart. And I got a Carrier, and Carrier is a company I used to work up north with, and, we're hard workers, and it would build the things properly, right? Get no weird system. But what I'm saying is, how do I cool the house? I use portable units. No, not in the window. They're actually wheels. I measured out the house and I calculated what I needed. So we got a big one in the living room, cooling the whole living room, in the dining room, the kitchen, and all that whole part of the house. And I got this room, I don't have one. I mean, I can't get one that's automatic. It's all like either fast, medium, and low. No automatic. It's kind of weird. And I would put that in this window here, cool the studio. But I don't want noise. Otherwise, you really couldn't hear me talk. So I'm going to put a bigger one in the back room. And it's blowing this way. But when I have, that's what's running. If I open the door, you'll hear it running. They are a little noisy. Then we have one in the master. That's a smart one. I wish we didn't get the smart one because it does some weird stuff. But it's able to cool the house. So that means I'm not using that $1,000 system outside. It was more than 1,000 because you have a motor outside and you have a motor air handler inside. It sucks in the hot air into it and blows it out, that fan out there, that whole system. It's a complicated system, and the major thing on that is capacitors can go bad. I replaced them myself. Not hard to do. The motor, I'm taking out the motor out of this one, the air handler, and it stopped working. And I said, hey, this thing stopped working. How can it stop again? Why does it stop? I put motor oil, 100% synthetic, 5W30, or I think it's 0W20. I think that's what it is. For old vehicles, I put it in that. Fan came on 1, 2, 3. Didn't have to get it replaced. I can make a little noise, but just like Scotty in Star Trek, get it still going to work. And it worked. I might have to add some more oil in there. Yeah, it works. Yeah. I use my mind. I use my thing. Very smart when it comes to stuff like that. Same thing up north. When I was up north, I had 275 gallon oil, diesel oil. Is it diesel or heating oil? Okay, whatever. It's still diesel. So I decided we put a brand new Smith steam boiler. It's also tankless for hot water, so it does both. The older one was terrible, but that's how we got the place like that. So it took them a whole day, and 4 old guys put it in. Hey, they did it. When they turned it on, I wouldn't turn it on. When they first did it, it did work. When they fill up the tanks, with the heating oil. I put 6.5 quarts of Marvel Mystery Oil in there to boost up the BTU and get it fast. It does work if you live up in those kind of things. I can't say you should do the same thing, but it worked for me. My BTU was high. The house was hot. That's the whole damn one. I was always feeling cold all the time. There's a pain in that because up there, when I was up there, the snow drifts and everything, 127 inches. That's a lot to dig out of. Holy cow. So you come to a place now where it's not like that. There's only a few places in the United States you can really enjoy life. But like I said, things are so expensive now, you don't know what to eat, what to make for dinner. What's the cheap way? I have a channel it's a chef channel, and I show you easy to make meals. Meals made cheap. I think that's how I said it. Yeah, meals made. I think that's what it is. I could look it up, but make meals on the cheap. That's right, something like that. Yeah, but hey, you got to do what you kind of do. We should know how to cook too. Men, yeah, us men. The women know how to cook, but you should know how to cook. You should have followed your little. You never paid attention to your mom or your father cooking. And both of them cook, so I watched them as a kid, so I know how to cook. And you learn to do food prep. Prepare the food and showcase. I do food prep, showcase, making the food, cooking the food, and then after I showed you what it looks like. Yeah. But it's kind of fun to do that. So, it's just like this channel is called The Talk. That one's called The Chef. So you just get rid of The Talk, The Chef. Yeah. But you got to get your life together, You got to make things work. Got to get things going. And you see the end result. The end result is now. Get yourself together. Do what you got to do, It's tough. Stuff. If you have a house and you have property, you have to keep it looking good. If you live in a place where HOA is a homeowners association, where they tell you can't paint your house green and yet it's all beige and everybody has the same mailbox and you couldn't put a mailbox different, everything is kind of regulated and neighbors snitching on other neighbors, what a way to live. And just live out in the country and have your own house and have your own road and nobody around and do whatever you want, really, and relax. That's the way it should be. Not have to worry about all this other stuff that's going out there. Outside is different now. It's not like before. If you found this, great. Hit that subscribe button, okay? And I'll be back again with another one of these things. Well, none of them. One of these that help you, motivate you, get you going, get you doing the things that you like to do, and get the word out. And the word is this: survival.